Hello again, witchy people. This is not the first time I have tried to record this video, but I just had the most adorable interruption. My daughter just knocked on my door. Mum, there's a spider in my bedroom. And she'd caught it. It was in a glass with a card on top. And I went in and I carefully picked up the glass with my hand on top of the card, on top of the glass, and I looked and went, oh, good grief! No, that was my hand. My fingers I could see through the glass. The spider was so tiny. It was so cute. So I shook it out the window and she said, Mum, don't do that. He might die. Yeah, but you're scared of him. She's scared of money spiders. You know, these tiny little spiders that you go 3 times around your head to make money. I don't know if everyone does that. It's kind of like a folklore thing. Get little money spiders, tiny little spiders, and they tend to, as soon as you try to pick them up, they dangle on their threads, and you go 3 times around your head, and it's supposed to bring luck with money. I'm totally going off course here. Anyway, so quick shares. I wanted to show you, if I can pick him up again, I have finished my green man completely. I've put just dark greyish black backing to him. As you can see, it's not particularly straight, but if I want to screw a couple of screws into here, it is thick enough to do that. And that's my green man all finished and all done. And so he's not brilliant, but he's okay. His eyes are a bit wonky and he's a bit cartoonish, but I quite like him. And I was actually watching a video from Drew, She Who Walks Between Worlds, and she was showing some of her polymer clay creations. This is made from polymer clay, and it's oven baked clay, not air dried. But anyway, she was showing off some of her beautiful creations, and it puts this to shame. It really does. And I used to be a miniaturist. I used to make quite a good living out of being a miniaturist. A lot of what I made was 1/24th scale. A lot of people don't make 1/24th scale. That's 1 foot equals half an inch. And yeah, I was very good at it. And then I got rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, among other things. And my hands and eyes just don't work that well anymore. So I had to give it up. And this was just made out of leftover clay. But like I said, if you look at this and compare it to what Drew makes, Drew is amazing. And this is just he originally was designed to go outside, and I can't bear to put him outside now because I'd have to lacquer him, and I don't want to. Anyway, going off point completely. I dropped a book. I did say I was coming back to show you some books that my daughter had given me, and they are children's books, but I love them. They're absolutely amazing. And the first one, excuse me, you'll have to put up with me yawning quite a lot, and it is because I think I explained in my previous video, it's very close, it's very hot and humid. It's not hot, it's sticky and humid, and we do have thunderstorms coming over the next few days, especially Thursday. Is today Wednesday now? I think it's nearly Wednesday. It's just turned into Wednesday. But over the next 48 hours or so, we're going to have a few thunderstorms. So the weather, it makes me tired. And I had a few cigarettes, and I know I shouldn't because I am an asthmatic, among other things, and it's not very good either for my brain. It helps kill off it clogs the arteries that are going into my brain and will cause me to have more blackouts. So I really shouldn't. And I've given up now. I'm back on my e-cig. But over the last couple of days, I have had a few cigarettes rather naughtily. And it is because of stress. I just don't know what I'm stressed about yet. Anyway, enough rambling on. Let's get to the books. So these little gem jewels here in this particular book, there are 3 books. They're all different, obviously, but these if you catch them in the light, it looks like dragon scales or mermaid scales. It's so pretty. They shine all these different colours. So as you can see, this book is on mythology, and it's a lot of Greek and Roman mythology. So it goes on about the gods and Homer and Atlantis and all sorts. But they're very, very interactive. So each of them has like pages and stuff that opened up randomly. And here we have on this page a book here inside the book. And it's a little book on serpents. There we go, a little book on serpents. And up there is, oh, specimen, it says, handle with care, and it's supposed to be a little bit of golden fleece. So it tells you all about the legends, you know, about Jason and the origins of mankind. Pandora's box, it says, do not open for any reason. So of course I did, because such a person I am. It's all inside. See, it's all the woes of mankind and hope at the bottom. Oak leaves. Inside here are oak leaves. They're gold, 3 oak leaves. They're gold on one side and brown on the other. And then down here it tells you the oak leaf oracle and how to use them. There is a copy of, oh, here you go, the Odyssey, a shorter version adapted from the Greek poem by Homer. So that's this one. And that's all it is, one page. And there is a silver obelisk such as was used to pay Charon in order to cross the river Styx, if I can get it out. It's in a little tiny envelope. And there we go. And it's a little representation of a coin, which is quite nice. So yeah, it's a children's book, but it's incredibly detailed. Ares, Aphrodite, Hephaestus, Spartan warriors, oh, all sorts. It goes on. Oh, knowledge cards, and how to play the game of Tartarus. So, and there's 13 cards in there. It goes on about the Muses, the ruins at Delphi, Silenus on a donkey, a Maenad, Apollo, Hermes, Dionysus, the 9 Muses, the god Pan, Hermes, Hestia, which I loved because it actually mentions Hestia, and so many. She's a forgotten goddess. She really is. Yes, Hestia was the goddess of the fireside and of the family. Originally one of the 12 Olympians, she gave up her place to Dionysus so she could tend the sacred fire on Mount Olympus. In her honour, ancient Greeks' main household fires were never allowed to go out. Like Artemis, Hestia remained unmarried. Her most important shrine was at Delphi. So there you go. And I always had a real affiliation, I've got to get that word right, with Hestia. I mean, I don't work with gods and goddesses, but I kind of have a soft spot for Hestia. I don't know why. Athena, Achilles, and it tells you the Roman names of the gods, the Greeks and the Romans. So like Hera, Juno, Demeter, Ceres, Aphrodite, Venus, Athena, Minerva, etc., etc. So you said Trojan horses, the apple of discord, the judgment of Paris, the story of King Midas, and the edge of the page is all gold, you know, and the Homeric hymn to Zeus. But there, it's got everything, and it's a really lovely book. See, oh, got a bit of there. Sorry, a bit of clay on my book. So that's the mythology one. This is going to take a bit of time because these are amazing books. The second book in the 3 that she gave me, now the cabochons, the little jewel gem bits on the front of this one look like they are diamonds. And this book is Wizardology. And I love this. It says, if you are unshakable in your desire to learn wizardology, Then, in the absence of a wizard or of flesh and blood, this book will offer you the assistance and encouragement you would receive at my hands, were I standing before you as your master. Merlin, 1577. And it does say a lot about Merlin and the Knights of the Round Table, abracadabra. It's got a little bit in here, a letter from Merlin inside a little envelope beginning. Publisher's note, and it's all written in this old English where F's and S's look the same, which is up here. It says, Publisher's note, Wizardology, having been originally printed in Elizabethan England, was reportedly rediscovered in a secret compartment in an ancient in an ancient chest. F's and S's. The publisher hath made a facsimile thereof of the annulment for the amusement and edification of the public, but hath found that certain of the spellings and the forms of language have had to be put into a more modern usage, that it be made simpler to peruse and comprehend. Else the entire book would be styled like this note, and possibly a little hard to digest. So, printed by L.P. for the Templar Company, publishers of rare and unusual books. And I love it. Here's a book of the Book of Secrets of Merlin, or Wizardology, being a true account of wizards, their ways, and many wonderful powers as told by Master Merlin. And at the bottom of it here it says, as above, so below. And this has got some, to call my familiar harpier, flap your arms, hoot 3 times like an owl, and think of field mice. But it has some beautiful illustrations. And once again, it is quite a detailed book. So it goes on about Arabian sages, Indian fakirs, Chinese masters, shows you all the South American wizards, European wizards, and Lap shamans. A spell to assist sailors. It's a wizard's map of the world. It has constellations all here. And this is the first couple of pages. Once again, it's a very interactive book. It's got a wizard's workshop here, which you can pull things out. So it tells you all about the skull. Wands, making a wand, crystal balls, skulls, wardrobes, library, fireplace, ingredients. Once again, wizards' wardrobes from all over the place. A fairy flag. The athame, spells and how to cast them, which is another little book within a book. So this is spells and how to cast them, and it has got a really lovely little bit somewhere. It's got animal magic here and how to work with familiars, dragons, salamanders, griffins, the giant asp, elephants, phoenix, camelopard. Broomsticks, flying ointments, magical phoenix feathers, rules of flight, which is quite nice. And here we have, and it's just here, the Wizard's Apothecary. Oh, it has about Ceridwen, the woman, the hound, the otter, the hawk, the pecking hen, and Gwion, the boy, the hare, the salmon, the dove, the grain of wheat. And the story of, I can't even read that, that story. All right, the Wizard's Apothecary, and it's got Eye of Newt, which is, of course, the daisy. Howlet's Wing, Toe of Frog, which is actually the buttercup plant. Yeah, and all sorts of Adder's Fork, Tongue of Dog, Hound's Tongue. Yeah, and cautionary tales. Like I said, it's a really, really beautiful book, and it tells you even signs of the planets, which is absolutely lovely. Amulets, talismans, and magical items. This is so. And the planetary seals, which is quite nice. Dark magic, divination and crystal gazing. Oh, what's that in there? Oh, it's a little book of cards. Oh, there we go. Earth, fire, I think. Yep. Heat, water, dryness. What else we got here? Cold, air, and moisture. And that's it in a little envelope here. That was tucked away inside this little envelope here. So yeah, like I said, these are children's books, but they are amazing. An alembic may be used to produce non-magical spirits. Oh, it's for distilling the alchemy, astrology, and the new sciences. It's all about distillation. So, yeah. Oh, good grief. Aristotelian heavens, all heavenly bodies rotate around the Earth, and Copernican heavens, all planets all rotate. The planets all rotate around the sun. Like I said, they're supposed to be children's books, and yet they are incredibly detailed. The story of Merlin, famous wizards of history, and this is the story of. It's got Paracelsus and Virgil, say Osiris. But yeah, it's the story of Merlin, which of course I love. Having lived quite near Winchester, and my family all come from Winchester. Spirits of earth and air, my magic's almost done. Yet see the ones who read this here, their magic's just begun. Isn't that lovely? And there's a little sealed. There's a sealed bit here. Conclusion of mystery. I want to know what's inside there. I want to open it. Oh, I've got it. It is a tiny. So I just wanted to know what was in here, and it's a tiny little book. And this book is the Harpier's book. Oh, Harpier gives you a sideways look. How should I know that? It's a fortune book, a divination book. So there we go. Isn't that lovely? Travel see. I would have been no good with that previous book, the mythology book. You know, no point me sort of like being down in Hades and all the rest of it. Show me Pandora's box, I'll open it. It's got to be opened. So yeah, there you go. Wizardology. And the final book, which is slightly thicker. And the gems on this one, the 3 gems on this one, are just red and round. And this book is Egyptology. Now this one is amazing. It goes on. It's Lady Farncombe, Joanna Sutherland, Emily Sands, Howard Carter, and it's probably the most interactive of all. Right from the very first page, it's got bits that open, and there's another bit down here that opens, and there's this letter bit in the middle, and international distances, so distance in miles from Bombay, Cairo, Hong Kong, London, New York, Paris, Rio de Janeiro, Rome, Sydney and Tokyo. Crowns of Egypt. Don't get burned when you buy a hat. Oh, temperatures in Egypt. Why anything about hats. But yes, and it has sites of ancient Egypt, from the Temple of Karnak all the way down. Walk like an Egyptian. Tells you all about the different pyramids and their sizes and what they are like inside. It goes on about hieroglyphics. Small example of mummy cloth, and there's actually an example of this similar to the cloth that they use to wrap mummies in, to wrap their kings in. It goes on about mummies, obviously not just human mummies, but baboons and cats and everything. It's got a booklet inside the booklet about understanding hieroglyphics. Beni Hassan and Amana, 1926. The Osirian, built by Seti the Pharaoh, it was later falsely thought to be the site of the tomb of Osiris. And it actually shows you, that's this bit here. If I can pull it down again. There. So I should have got my overhead camera to show, but unfortunately it's all been put away. De Geer's bracelets and jewellery. Yeah, it's all got that papyrus and the rules of Senate. And Senate is a game, and it's got the actual game of Senate. And the rules are written here. So obviously I haven't played it. But for something I think that is a children's book, it's a really good way of getting to understand basic Egyptian principles. It tells you about the Valley of the Kings. It tells you about the different layers of the mummies. Karnak, the Colossi. Hypostyle Hall. Best wishes and season's greetings. The Tutankhamun exhibition. Okay, so the City of the Hawk. I said these are amazing books, and they're, like I said, they're very, very interactive. Nubia. It's got stuff like Nubia. The Egyptian Book of the Dead. Philae. Book of the Dead, chapter 30b. I actually saw a brilliant YouTube video actually on the Book of the Dead. The Tomb of Osiris. Actually, the publisher's note: at this point, Emily Sand's journal ends abruptly. It was followed by several blank pages, some of them bearing coffee stains, which have not been included in this facsimile. Yeah, and it's got the little bit at the back here with postcards in. And at the very back is this beautiful eye. So yeah, now the pyramids reminded me of all I came to Egypt to discover: the dusty tombs, the ornate temples, the golden treasures, and the strange, unearthly mummies. But I have also come to find something more. Emily Sands, 1926. And that's what's written on the back. So there you go. Another book. They are children's books, but they are amazing. So there we go. Oh, and today, quick update. Yes, it's a garden update. I actually managed to get to my ferns through the post and planted them. I'm not very happy with some of the delivery people, because they sent me a really crushed up box, and they'd obviously kept the plants for a few days because they were so dry. I'm hoping they'll be okay. But anyway, so there you go. So, and I won't be doing any gardening for the next few days because we do have storms coming and we have a heat wave at the weekend, so I won't be doing any work on the garden then either, because I'm not working in the heat. As you can see, this skin doesn't do, I go really brown but this skin still doesn't like heat. And I do have a problem with my skin. I always forget what it's called. I've had it all my life. You know, where the pigmentation is gone from my skin here, which you can't notice it because I always wear makeup. And yeah, so I go blotchy brown. It's quite interesting, actually. Anyway, that's beside the point. I hope you enjoyed the books. I certainly am going to. I haven't read, of all the books that I did say I was going to sort of try and plough my way through, the books that I didn't quite like, to see if I could get through them. I really have tried and I can't. I will be going back over some of the books that I have sort of shown you over the past few months and going into more in-depth detail about some of them and why I don't like them, or why I do like them, but mostly why I don't like them. Because the ones I do like tend to be ones that a lot of people have. And obviously the reason why I do like a book will be because it's informative, interesting. But if I don't like a book, I think it's important to explain why. Because for the reasons I don't like a book, maybe some of the reasons that other people may find it interesting. So I will be going over some of the pagan related books that I've collected over the years and shown you over the past few months. That's it. Oh dear. That is it for now. My last video of, I would say the day, but it's now gone midnight. As you can tell, my voice is going, and that means I've just talked too much, and it's nature's way of telling me to shut the heck up, which I'm going to do. Thank you for watching, witchy people, and I'm now going to go and put my green man downstairs and put my books away. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.